Hi, guys. So I am just kicking in here. Give me a second. There we go. So the game plan today was to have Drew with me for the entirety of the chat. He is on the road and almost here, but has not quite arrived yet. He will be joining us momentarily. I believe he said his ETA was about 8 after 5, and it is 5 o'clock now. So it might be about 10 minutes into this before we all get moving forward. Hello, Miss Terry. It's good to see you again. So Drew, as I was saying, is on his way. And we're going to kind of start and chat about stuff that isn't necessarily related to specifically stuff that Drew might have input on while we're here. So I thought just for the fun of it, I would regale you with a story from this past week. So I mentioned, I may have at some point said, I seem to be the go-to person for Disney stuff. And this last week, I had a friend who works down in Tampa, and she is an executive assistant for somebody who has a family, and he had her plan a trip for them in Disney. She knows nothing about Disney. Not square one. So she had pinged me for some earlier information of just restaurant stuff, which I helped her with. And then she went and started to put together like a day for them and texted me in a panic, just, I don't know what's going on. Oh my God. Ah. And I started listening to what she was talking about. Oh, thank you. I have a festive event later after this, hence me starting this a little early. I'm post shower, so my hair's still actually wet, but it's lovely. And now I look intellectual. Oh, this is a set. This is Chico's. I also have a bracelet that goes with it. I haven't put the bracelet on yet, but it's fun. I like it. So this person is in a panic, and she writes to me. Thank you. She writes to me in like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I said, okay. Picked up the phone and called her and said, what are the fast passes you have booked? Where are you planning on having lunch? Let me hear what you're talking about. And she had 3 different rides in Fantasyland, and they kind of went bump, bump, bump in terms of where they were. And she was concerned that they had to take the ride, or it was going to take the full hour of the fast pass time. So now, Terry, I will ask you, since you're the one here, do you know how fast passes work? Have you worked with fast passes at Disney? Because this may be useful information for you, and I can explain it a little bit differently if that's the case. Throw that in the comments, realizing that they may give you nasty grams. Okay, so a fast pass is, even if you're not staying on property, if you have a ticket to Disney, they will allow you in advance to choose 3 rides in one park that you absolutely know you want to do that day. Now, there's limited availability, so the most popular rides go faster. So the earlier you can book your fast passes, the better you are. A fast pass is a 1-hour time block within which you can get into the line. They will often let you in about 5 minutes early. And worst case, if you're running a little bit late, they would let you in 15 minutes after. So say your fast pass is for 12 to 1 to go to a particular ride. You could get there between 11:55 and get in line, or at worst case, 1:15 and get in line. Anything over about 5 or 10 minutes after, it's really up to the discretion of the cast member who is working it. And anybody who works at Disney anywhere is called a cast member. That's their term for everybody. So those people, it's be nice. Be nice, and the more considerate you are and respectful of them you are, the better chance you already have for this stuff. So, but you have that range. The ride itself may take you 5 minutes. The ride experience could be a half an hour. Like the safari will take you a half an hour to 40 minutes, walking in line, boarding on the vehicle. And it's like a 20-minute ride going through the safari with stops and starts, and the realization that there are live animals who may decide they want to sit on the road right in front of your vehicle. And the vehicles have to stay on the road. So, that's your worst case. But each ride has its own length of time. Peter Pan, if you have a fast pass, you're still going to, it cuts out the long part of the line. It still has some line there, but it will cut out the worst of it. So she had fast passes at like 11 o'clock when they were getting there, and then or 11:15, because she was afraid they were getting there at 11. And then at 12, I think it was basically a couple blocks after, because they'll never let you double block a fast pass. They always will say, well, you already have one then. They only let you do anything during that 1 hour block. So she did her, I kind of looked through at her fast passes and what she was doing for food. And then I said, so where are you planning on having lunch? And the place that we had talked about before is a 20-minute drive away. I said, okay, there is absolutely no way that you would be able to take the tram over, or the monorail or the boat over to the park, get into the park, go to the back of the park to do your rides, walk back to the front of the park, get back on your tram, and go all the way back to the front, but back to your car and drive to the other place. There's no way in the time frame that they had. So, because she just didn't know the logistics of the space. So I said, all right, if they're in that park, these are the 3 places. They want to sit down. These are the places you would want to book a sit down. And I recommended, if they're more traditional food, to go to Liberty Tree Tavern, which is, dinner is Thanksgiving every day. Lunch, you have a little more variety, but it's pot roast and it's salads and it's, stick to your ribs kind of good American food. So that's their standard fare. So she booked, so that was one option. I recommended Jungle Skipper Canteen, which is sort of Asian and ethnic-y themed foods, more unusual things, sometimes spicier things. It's, to me, my favorite restaurant we have a Drew. Yay!
Hello, dear. Where would you like me?
Left your spot right here. We'll slide you on in. So right now we got Terry with us.
Hi, Terry.
Ta-da! We slide you in. Ta-da! Told you he was on his way.
I'm taller.
Yes, I can do this then.
There we go.
Okay. You just have to shrink. So we were talking about, you can watch here or you can slide in on your own. A friend of ours who lives in Tampa, who was trying to book stuff for her boss, that was in Disney, and she was not Disney savvy, and wrote to me in a panic about what's going to happen with fast passes, etc. So I was explaining fast passes to Terry as well.
Gotcha.
So the fast pass is anywhere within that hour, and then the length of the ride. So if you get, she said hi to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you walk, if you walk into the line, you have a 12 o'clock fast pass, you get in line at 12, then you could be out of the line by 12:30, but you could also walk in at 1 o'clock exactly and be out by 1:30. So you kind of can fudge a little bit with your time, especially when you have dining reservations, to figure out your fast passes. But they work really well. Oh, he's got such a fancy shiny iPad. I have a little dinky phone. He has this like massive iPad.
It's how you use it.
Family friendly.
That was family
Not
friendly.
really with us, but that was a subtle way of doing it. Thank you. So I walked her through. I gave her new recommendations for her meals. She's like, well, then they wanted to go do this ride. I went, okay, that ride in that park, you can't do fast passes for it. You can only do 3 in one. And that's the other thing. When you're doing your fast passes, you can book up to 3 fast passes in one park. Some of the parks have tiers, like Hollywood Studios. Right now, you can do 1 ride in the Toy Story area and then 2 rides in the other areas. In Animal Kingdom, you can do 1 ride in the Avatar Pandora area and then 2 rides in the rest of the park. Actually, I take that back. It's one of those 2 rides. There are a couple others that fit into that category, some of their higher level stuff. And then for Epcot, you've got Frozen Ever After, which is a dark ride where you go through the Frozen storyline. Test track, where you used to be a test track dummy way back when they started it, but now it's very Tron looking. But you design a car and then you test the car to see how well you do against everybody else's designed cars. It is the fastest ride in Disney. It goes from up to 65 miles per hour in what equates to a car as you're zooming down a highway.
So far. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is opening up soon.
That's a roller coaster. The big thing, the third ride is Soarin'. Well, Soarin' Over the World right now, which is a huge erector set for all intents and purposes, where you become up in front of a rounded screen and you are flying over different parts of the world, like the Taj Mahal or the Eiffel Tower or the Tanzanian grasslands. And they'll pipe in smells as you're flying over it. And it's really cool. It's like you're hang gliding over it.
I don't call it an erector set. It really
is. It's physically, if you look at it, it's designed
I understand that, but it feels more like you're doing a flight simulator in a ski gondola.
Okay. But it is technically an erector set. If you ever look at any of the stuff where they talked about how it was designed, In fact, the guy who designed it was looking at his kid playing with an erector set,
Actually,
and that's
a
how.
ski gondola looks kind of like an erector
erector
set,
set?
too.
But it's
Did you ever
still
have an
like-
erector set?
No, my brother did.
I did.
Michael had
I
one.
had like all kinds of big kits and stuff.
What was put it this way? My brother had the Lincoln Logs and the erector set. The pieces that were left over when I was old enough to play with them, then I got to play with those. But that was
Gotcha.
about it.
I still have my Lincoln Logs.
Do you know? Oh, my parents threw ours away, I think. Oh, sad.
Sorry.
So
Disney childhood Lincoln
yeah.
Logs.
So you were mentioning
Earlier today.
no, right now.
Oh,
we were just saying before I would
Right. We're not sure about the speed of.
Oh, okay. So Guardians of the Galaxy, the big thing, which this is a new roller coaster opening in Epcot.
It's a not yet new roller coaster.
Well,
it
it's
is
new. It is pre-new.
coming.
It is so new it does not exist yet. However, the big box that it's going to be in, it is one of the largest footprints I've ever seen for a ride. Ellen's Energy Adventure, which used to be the big ride that was there, that's just the pre-show building. Then you go into a separate building, that's the ride. The big thing with this particular roller coaster is the car itself is going to be controlled in where it faces. So if you're going on a track like this, at some point the ride's going to turn and it's going to direct what you're looking at in the roller coaster. It will not go upside down from what I can tell, but it is, I don't know, could go sideways. It only has a lap bar in the design. It doesn't have a harness. So that makes me think you're not going upside down. So it's going to be in terms of the crazy speed type stuff and the upside down crazy type stuff of some of these rides, it's not going to be anything like Rock and Roller Coaster. It's not going to be, you know, where that one goes upside down. The second you see a harness, that's when I panic, because that means or something to that effect. So
Test Track has a lap bar.
Has a lap bar. It doesn't have a harness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Lap bar. I'm okay with lap bar. Slinky Dog was a lap bar.
But it's the fastest one.
No. Oh, Test Track. It's the fastest, but on a flat surface.
Right.
Fast doesn't necessarily mean upside down.
Harness means upside
down.
Right.
Yeah.
Or tight.
Really
corners,
spinny. Yeah. And truth be told,
Something
Test
you
Track
could fly
does
out
bank.
of.
Yes. I don't want to do that.
Right.
Now, ironically, if you ever go into Tower of Terror, that's just a seatbelt. Okay, so lots of people love Tower of Terror. If you like free fall rides,
What was his name?
go on Tower of Terror. I am not that person.
Pumpkins.
David has
David
pumpkins.
Yes.
I don't know that it was a free fall, but okay.
That was that ride. They were emulating the Tower of Terror, and he would appear at different floors. That you were in a haunted
Really?
elevator.
No, I know that.
That
but
was the
it
whole
a
premise
bad-
of the
yeah.
SNL thing.
That's very funny. Well, it's not like that at all. So the Tower of Terror, it's based on, right now it's still based on Twilight Zone. Who knows how long that'll last. The one out in California is now based on Guardians of the Galaxy. But it's lots and lots of it's a really good pre-show up until the fall. And then it's
And you can do that. You can actually
No.
take it up to a certain point,
No.
and they'll let you leave.
Yeah, it's just one really big step down. I asked, actually. I said, is there any way I can see all of the show without actually having to do the free fall? He said, well, you could take get out right before then. Of course, it's a really long, quick step down, but I was like, thank you. Thank you so much for your help.
I'll have to look into that, because I did really think when I was there
You can
with
do
the other Michelle that there was an escape route that you could get out.
yes, but not to see the whole show. You
Okay,
can
that-
be in the,
that
you can
may
be
be
in the first room,
You
and
can
then
see
in the
at least-
boiler rooms, you can say, oh, okay, no, and leave.
Right.
But you can't go up and then see the story with the
Right.
That's what I was talking about. Yes.
Yeah,
So
you can't get
there's a
into the
little-
actual ride vehicle. You can just
Exactly.
get in the line and watch all of the pre-show.
and see the
go
pre-show
on.
and then say, hell no.
Yeah,
Yes, we'll see how much it works. Go ahead.
it worked last time I was here.
Okay, well, go ahead.
All right.
It moves. That's the light. That's the one you want, and that'll be as fast as it's going to go because it's going from stop, but it will not be
I hear
too
you.
fast.
I got you.
So
It's humid here today.
it is
I don't
humid.
know
I
where
had
you
the
guys are.
windows open.
Terry, where are you from?
She's from my hometown. I don't know if she's there now, but she's from my
You're at
hometown.
home now.
My hometown, not my home.
Oh, okay. So your
My home
home's
is
not in
here.
your hometown?
No, my hometown is like. Well, actually, I was born in Philly,
Hmm.
but my hometown is where she is. If she's responding, you're not there anymore.
New Jersey.
Oh yeah, exactly. So we're both from there.
Okay.
That south part, the cool part of New Jersey. Okay, Terry, let me ask you this: how many times did you get frustrated? Oh, really? Okay. Well, born in Philly, born in Trenton, and we merged. How many times did you get sick growing up of everyone walking up to you going, I'm from Jersey. Are you from Jersey? I bloody hated that a lot. Joe Piscopo is a nice man, but oh dear God, I wanted to strangle that routine.
Philly's
Thank
not
you.
a whole lot better.
There are other verbal quirks in Philly though that are different. Southern is different than Northern.
Right.
Like my aunt who liked to tell me that she was interested that I was studying drama and theater.
Drama mean.
Yeah, no. That's usually when I go into a wildly how would you British accent. No, I'm sorry. I studied the theater. Thank you so much. I really did. I just would. Y'all understand. You understand, Michael. You understand where that came from.
You're from theater?
Is that okay?
Which exit?
Yeah, really. Which exit are we from? Yeah, exactly. And which highway? Because it's either the Turnpike or the Garden State Parkway.
Yeah.
And now that we have confused everybody with our random conversation, I don't know if this is the two of us and you, or if that is an extra person. So if someone else has joined, please say hi.
I'm on. You're on.
Right. And I think
Karen's
that's the
on.
third. I think that's the third.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised we don't see Julie.
Well,
I did mention I tagged you,
did you?
but only like right beforehand. So maybe she had other stuff. Thank you, Terry. So if you have any questions about the trips, etc., this is the time to ask, anything that you're thinking about or things that came up when you've been talking to people. Thank you for that share. I really appreciated it the other day. I learned that the more that if this stuff is useful, that somebody shares it, and that's how you grow your group, because then other people go, wow, this is really neat. I think I will do that. So like the time delay, it's really weird, like seeing stuff that happened a few minutes later. Why, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I got two. Woo.
No, that was a like it. I didn't do the share yet.
No, I know. It said that was the like, but I saw it go to two.
Ah.
Of course, now it looks like I'm pointing over there. So
The laptop of terror.
yeah, really, instead of the tower.
Free fall.
So conservation station.
Whoa,
we're in
change
changing.
parks.
Yes, we are.
All right.
I'm sorry. Well, I figured I was new stuff we've been thinking about.
Then I need to have the actual shoulder part. So we just changed parts so fast.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, let me see. Sir. Okay. Well,
Did we go upside down?
not yet. And the other things that we're going to talk about aren't in Epcot either. I am sad. I am just missing the the Flower and Garden Festival, which one day I would love to do, but it didn't time out. The reason I couldn't get on there they are. The reason I couldn't get on Twister all those years ago was because the ride mode. Oh man! Well, all I will tell you is Twister. If you're talking about the one at Universal Studios, you didn't miss much. You literally walked into a line, watched a film where they talked about Twister, then walked to another line where you talked more about Twister on movie screens, and then walked into a room and saw standing in 3 rows. If you were in a Twister, it would be like so. Like the cow went flying, and you got saw a little tornado in the distance, and then you might have gotten splattered with some water.
Did they have Twister in Universal?
That's studio.
California?
No, I don't think they did.
Because I remember there was another simulator kind of like that for Backdraft, and Backdraft was fantastic.
Yeah. Well, and I heard good things about Backdraft. I think part of this cool stuff that we had usually happened with the backlot tour that they had at Hollywood.
Right.
Like the Psycho thing was in there, and then what's now the ride we just did, the new ride, which is the Fast and Furious ride, that is literally a chunk of the backlot tour, which I thought was very interesting.
When I took it, I thought they called it Disaster.
No, that's totally.
It was the same.
It's the same area as Fast and Furious. I'm talking about Hollywood, the backlot tour that they do there.
Oh, okay.
Right, which had Psycho, which has the Fast and Furious chunk of stuff in it. It actually is a number of things that you see as individual stuff, but on the backlot. Plus driving by legitimate backlot sections where live shows can be taped.
Hollywood Studios is Disney.
Yes.
I thought we were talking about
Universal Hollywood versus
Okay.
Universal Orlando.
Okay.
We were just talking Universal for that moment of time.
I'm with you now.
Yay. Right here. Yeah, you'll see the image I put up for this live chat is because I knew you were going to be there. Okay. So
I need a
yeah,
minute.
no, you really didn't miss much. I think I did it twice just cause.
The reason why I do People Mover all these times is just because.
Well, it gets you off. People Mover gets you off your feet, and you can chill and relax. And the cool part, I will recommend if you do Magic Kingdom and you're going to ride the People Mover, The 2 times to do it are in the worst heat of the day if you just want to sit, because it will go into some semi-cool areas and get a breeze. The
That's
second,
to simulate the
movement.
you go about half a mile an hour.
No,
and
it picks up in chunks.
blows air at you.
There are little spots where it gets really
But
fast.
that
In
little place where they talk about how
I've been
fast they're
learning
going
about
is
how
so slow.
many accidents they've been having with the people mover. Yeah, what happens is they're on separate tracks, and they'll pick up and slow down at certain times, but they're not necessarily all coordinated together. And there are people who have gotten slammed by the car speeding up behind them because of something else that went off track. A woman sued them for whiplash.
Nice.
Yeah, so but anyway, people mover. The best time to ride the people mover is at night when it's dark, specifically because your eyes have already adjusted to most of the darkness outside. When you go inside Space Mountain in the daylight, you see blackness. I mean, literally, you see nothing. You hear, and I think you see like the cookie moon thing on the ceiling. That's it. But when you go in at night, you can see the track and you can sort of see the cars moving around. And that's really cool. We like that. It's fun.
But I like it at nighttime anyway, just because you get up and above to look down on all of the beautiful lights and things that all of the attractions have.
Yes.
And you don't really get that sight line from standing on the sidewalk so much as you do when you're looking down into it.
And you get a beautiful shots of the castle. You can see that.
If you can do it during the fireworks, now we're talking. Or over the parade. That would be even another special thing.
I don't know that you could see much of the parade from there, because they don't really do any flashes of things, and it doesn't go through Tomorrowland.
I thought it went over.
No, it stays strictly in that area of Tomorrowland, goes over those buildings, so you don't get near.
I thought it came real close to the edge, though, to be able to look down.
Into the hub? Minute seconds. Truthfully, if you really want the most amazing view or the most amazing ride during the fireworks, go on the Astro Orbiter.
Where your Instagram wall was, not in Epcot, but in
the purple wall. You don't. The ride doesn't come over there. It gets close-ish, but it really doesn't.
Close to it. That's the outer edge where it is. And
right,
that is looking down over the main center. That means kind of like that rounded area in front of the castle.
The hub. It's called the hub.
And that would be where the parade is.
That is where the parade is, but it's not close enough that you're going to get a good view.
Yeah, not for very long. You might be able to see some stuff.
Yeah. But the fireworks, you might be able to get to see and hear more of, because they're higher up. So that's really fun. So Animal Kingdom Conservation Station, which we loved. Conservation Station is a train. You go to the back areas, and then they tour you around, and they show you where they do their surgeries on the animals that they take care of. And you drive by some of the enclosures where the animals are kept, off hours kind of thing. And you can, I think I actually got to pet a baby crocodile. It was about that long one time. And they have this sounds of I didn't like it, but I know other people did, the sounds of the rainforest. And you go in this room and it goes pitch black, and then you hear lots of sounds of the rainforest. And I pretty much fell asleep.
Is that where we ran into Rafiki?
Rafiki, yes.
Rafiki,
yes.
And you were wearing the same colors?
Yes. His butt and my shirt matched.
There you go.
We posed.
Blue butt, blue shirt.
Not this blue shirt, though, a different one.
Yeah.
But similar open shouldery thing.
Yeah.
So it's been closed. They've been refurbing it, which is why when we went there in December, we did not go there.
I have an unconfirmed theory on that. I was talking to somebody.
Go ahead. You tell me what you're thinking, and I'll tell you what I know so far.
That we have both The Lion King and Jumanji.
Jumanji? You mean Finding Nemo?
No, Jumanji. Jumanji is the original version was with Robin Williams.
Right. No, I know Jumanji, but what about Jumanji?
Just kind of a combined movie.
Jumanji's not Disney.
No? Okay.
No? Okay.
So just The Lion King then, but still having some sort of an additional, hey, you watched our movies, come see our feature.
Well, they've got things popped up and around, and they do have the Lion King show, which some people absolutely adore. Lion King show is like Cirque du Soleil with Lion King theme. And people either like that one or they like the Finding Nemo show, which is huge body puppets and hand puppets about like the size of both of our heads together, which is Nemo. They do the movie of Finding Nemo as a musical. I love it.
But the stage presentation of
yeah, me too.
Stage presentation of The Lion King is specifically geared towards the animated version of The Lion King, and they have the new live action Lion King.
Yes, they do, which is about to come out.
Right.
And they might reopen it at that point, but Conservation Station, they're starting a progressive meal in Animal Kingdom for a fee, where you go from point A to point B, etc. And part of that is taking the train to Conservation Station. I am hoping this means the Conservation Station is reopening, because they were just refurbing and redoing some stuff. But there are things there that I never got to do, like they have a petting zoo, which I didn't know about, and I want to go pet them, the goats and the goats and the other animals. I like goats.
I can take you down to Reston. They've got a petting zoo down there.
Do they have cows?
Beautiful petting zoo.
Do they have cows?
I don't remember seeing cows, but they do have longhorns.
So this is my other question, Terry.
Pet them. Watusi.
Watusi with the big ears. So Terry, having lived in the town that we grew up in, I'm guessing you've been to Sunnyside Farms, and I will ask you this: as a Jersey girl, do you find yourself looking longingly at cows when you drive by pastures of cows? Because I am because notoriously I have been known, as we drive by a field that has cows, to go cow, cow, cow. And yeah, see, it's like it's our heart. The dairy is our heart.
It is a theater thing.
No. It's a New Jersey thing.
That's what
cows.
I'm making fun of.
You like cows.
There's a petting zoo with cows and alpaca and goats at the National Zoo, Smithsonian National Zoo. I'm always up for a trip down there, especially on that side of the zoo, because it's at the bottom of the hill, which is a good place to begin and end in, because I always start at the top of the hill, which, good God, after you spent the whole day on your feet, going back up the hill is a pain. But if you can park down to the bottom of the hill, or have your Uber drop you off or whatever, then you can go back and do the Amazonia and the lesser seen parts of the bear areas, like where they have the sloth bears and stuff. Very cool stuff.
I'm sorry. Some of my friends laughed at me because I wanted to know if
Halo fans
really had real cows. Oh, the ice cream, the Halo ice cream. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I mean, I've tried it, and it's, if I'm desperately for like the peanut butter chocolate one, it'll do in a pinch. Jelly?
Peanut butter.
Not in the Halo. He's mixing metaphors, as it were. So
She's the one talking about Universal and Hollywood Studios.
Yeah,
no, I know. We straightened that out. Never mind.
Aren't you glad that Drew's back? Okay, so because real stuff it makes all the difference. Farms. I knew what you meant by Sunnyside Farms. Best chocolate milk in the world. Oh my God. Okay, so let's switch back. So back to Disney, since most of the people actually coming to this, if they're going to watch it, really don't want to hear about New Jersey cows and Disney. Well, they do want to hear about Disney. So Conservation Station, looks like it's opening. So we're excited about that. So let me ask you this: out of all of the things that are going to be opening up by 2021, what are the things you're most excited about? So there's Galaxy's Edge, there's Guardians of the Galaxy, there's the Ratatouille ride, there's the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, there's the gondolas that are going to be, which they're now calling cabins, which are going to take people from Art of Animation to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, 60 feet in the air,
right,
like the old system.
Well, that's going to be interesting. I am excited about the gondolas in a weird way, because
it's just really cool transportation.
It's a different view of the parks, and you don't really get that unless you like rent a helicopter, which I've seen people do.
Yeah, I bet they could.
But I don't. The Ratatouille, I am intrigued by Ratatouille,
but it's in Disneyland
but that's
Paris.
the least appealing to me of those.
Okay,
I'm a sci-fi guy, so
that's true.
Galaxy's Edge and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Holy
smokes,
Yeah, they're going to be very cool, and it looks like so. For you, if you're planning, you are planning on doing a September trip. Is that correct, Terry? If that is correct, just be aware, Guardians of the Galaxy is opening this September. So it's going to be a little bit crazy.
A single line, it'll just walk right on.
Yeah.
That will be another one you can't fast pass, by the way. I mean,
as of right now, you would be getting times where you're allowed to go into the area. Okay, so
if you stay on property, you may be able to get some extra hours to be able to get there before other people do.
Which brings us to the thing he sent me earlier today. So they are offering during that time, extra magic hours are always offered to people who stay on property. And what that means is one park a day either has extra hours in the morning or extra hours in the evening that are just for the people staying on property. And with that, normally it's like if the park opens at 9, you get in at 8. And then if the park is open till, say, 9, you'll be in till 11. So you get more hours on the back end than the front end. However, they're now just for Hollywood Studios. Yeah, I read it. You can look at the link you sent me.
I did. I got the email that brought me to that link, but
Yes.
that said that there are periods of time
Mhm.
for the extra hours at
Mhm.
Hollywood Studios.
That's it.
There's extra hours at Epcot. There's extra hours at Animal Kingdom.
Only 1 hour at Magic Kingdom and at at Epcot. 6 a.m. is only for Hollywood Studios.
Well, they have different times, but they're still calling it extra hours.
Yeah, they are, because you're giving you a little more time. But Galaxy's Edge, you could be in at 6 a.m. to try to. Hello, who
Hi,
else?
Lori.
Oh, hi, Lori. So,
Why are you not here? Oh, because I'm early.
Yeah. So we've been talking about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So that is opening in September. If you are planning on going then, you need to book now.
Yeah.
If you want to get into the Star Wars area, you want to book on property. That is going to be the only way you're going to guarantee that you at least have a block of time where they will allow you in. What they're doing in Disneyland right now is they're allowing reservation times, and you're allowed in this chunk of time into the park area. And it's a big deal because they opened up the extra reservation times, not the ones saved for people staying in the rooms, but for the other reservation times out to the public. And 2 hours later, everything from their opening day at the end of May through June 23rd was solidly booked. And they weren't letting you transfer your stuff to anybody else. Once you bought it, it was just for you. You could buy for you or reserve. It wasn't any money. You could reserve for you and up to 5 other people. But if you didn't reserve them with you, if you forgot, that's it. It's just you. There were a couple people posting about how they reserved and went, oh, God, I forgot to add my friends with me. Yeah, too late. It was already gone. Totally gone. So it's going to be big, at least at the beginning. And so if you're looking at September, you definitely look at getting a park hopper, because the ability to get into Galaxy's Edge and maybe or maybe not having the time you want, it's going to be crazy. So do we have company downstairs?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what other questions do you guys have?
Only one that I know of.
Well, yeah. You guys. Well, yeah. So we're doing a little more random chat today. We have talked about me helping a friend down in Tampa plan a
If
trip
you go
for
back,
a friend.
you'll find out that it's really random.
It really is. It really is. You start talking about cows, it's very exciting. The extra magic hours we were talking about. The other thing that I was going to talk about is a little bit about my upcoming trip that's coming in June, and we are very much looking forward to the experience. Hi. She hi.
That was how she said hello earlier.
Yes, I know, but I didn't see it before. Hi. So. Okay. So she, so one of the things that I'm doing during the trip, because I only have from a Wednesday evening through a Sunday.
Squirrel. Mine?
Hello.
Mine.
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 All right, we're doing it simultaneously.
I know.
We have to go. You go.
Mine.
Mine. Not that we like that. I still like squirrel though. Yeah, so we might get another opportunity to squirrel at the festival this year. Just throwing that out there, because she will be back to squirrel. So that being said, we were talking about
your trip in June.
So yes. So one of the things that I'm doing is they offer a lot of after hours, which is very limited attendance. That's an extra ticket, because I've already got my annual pass. If you have an annual pass, you get a discounted rate, and they will allow you to go in for 3 hours after the park closes on all of the major attractions. So for Hollywood Studios, it's a little more limited. You've got Tower of Terror, Knock and Roller Coaster, neither of which I'll go on, so that's a little bit of a waste. Star Tours, which I will do. About 8 meet and greets: Mickey, Minnie, Olaf, Kylo Ren, BB-8, Chewie, all of the meet and greets that they do. They'll still have the meet and greets going on, so I can skip that line.
Chewie's going to be a big one this year.
Yeah. If you don't know Lori and Terry, last night, I believe it was, Peter Mayhew passed away, who was Chewbacca 2 days ago.
Yeah, the original Chewbacca.
Yeah, there is a new gentleman playing him now.
Johan.
Yeah. And he posted something lovely about his passing. That
I shared
on that page. That's where I saw it. Yeah, it was really lovely. So
and just to tie things back together, we were at Disney down at Christmas time, 2 days or not even after the Carrie Fisher announcement was made that she had passed away, and so we were down there watching the big, huge Star Wars fireworks extravaganza
The
with
day after.
projections and everything, and you could hear people crying while they were actually showing some of the scenes. As well, they should, but never getting the same kind of thing. Now we've got Princess Leia, Chewbacca, and R2-D2 together once again, waiting for the rest of us.
Okay.
One day, let's bring it down. Back to June.
So glad you had it. So besides the meet and greets, then they have all the 3 of the Toy Story rides. Now, some of you may have known that it is my goal in life to try to get as high a score as possible by learning all of the tricks on Toy Story Midway Mania. It'll be a walk-on for 3 hours.
Take someone with you who knows the secrets that you've just shared with them.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
some of them. Actually, on that one, I did share them with you because it wasn't a you or me.
Right,
yeah, we were teaming up on that one. So that being said, it's going to be hard to
encounter again because we benefited from somebody stopping the line.
That's for Buzz Lightyear, though.
To get an ambulance or
wheelchair. That's Buzz Lightyear. I'm talking about Toy Story Midway Mania.
Gotcha.
Which is the other one. So that one we didn't do as well on getting some of the things done. So I'm going to be able to try it multiple times. And I'm very excited to see how high I can get the score. I will be probably doing some live vlogging through YouTube. I'll probably not do it on Facebook. I'll probably do it on YouTube so you guys can join in and participate. And you get all you can eat ice cream novelties, which means the Mickey Mouse ice cream bars, popcorn, and sodas and water, which means I might actually get an extra 1 or 2 to take with me back to my room afterwards because I won't have the refillable mug this time. But yeah, so
take it with you.
I know I can get a bottle of water or 2 before I leave and then have it the next day. That's what I'm saying because I won't have a refillable mug. I can't use it to refill it. It won't function. The RFID chip will no longer
Right. I thought you were talking about the one we got. The VIP tour gave us.
That tanker thingy, and I will probably bring the water thing.
The water cooler. That's refillable. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not.
It's not I got auto-free refillable.
Right, there you go.
Yeah. So we're very excited. Oh, I'm very excited to do that one. Now that one I'm going to be doing by myself. So that's why I'll probably be live vlogging. But I'll be able to walk on all of the Toy Story rides multiple times, do all the meet and greets, eat a lot of dessert. And that day I'm actually going to do the Hollywood Brown Derby lounge for my meal rather than do a sit-down dinner because I don't want to fill up if I've got free stuff coming to me later. Why? You're paying for the ticket, use it. The other one is Magic Kingdom, which is the Villains After Hours party. Now, this one does not have any special meet and greets. That's one of the things that a lot of people have been upset about. However, the Maleficent fire-breathing dragon will be going around at night. I'm excited about seeing her at night. I don't think I've ever actually seen her in the daytime blowing fire. She
is
melted
part of the parade route?
She's part of the parade, but it's not a parade that they're doing. She's going to be free walking around the big dragon-y thing.
We didn't see her, but she might not have been there for
when we
Disney
were
crowds.
there. When we were there, it's the big dragon, the mechanical kind of steampunky dragon. Yeah, she caught on fire at one point, and they took her out of the parade. Then she got back in.
Dragons aren't supposed to catch on fire.
I know, ironic, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, the driver and everything was safe. But the whole Maleficent suddenly burst into flames in the middle of the parade.
Well, that's why I haven't seen it.
Yes. So it's fixed now, and they're bringing her around for this. It also is going to have specialty versions of Pirates of the Caribbean, Space Mountain, and there's one other one in a
specialty versions.
Like villains? They're changing the lights, or they're adding characters or something into it. Yeah. So they did that for one of the other parties. So that'll be kind of fun. I won't do Space Mountain, but I'll find out about it. I will, however, do
People Mover through Space Mountain.
There you go. I can see if they've changed music or whatever.
Right.
Actually, the last time they did Space Mountain for the Halloween party, and they did it pitch black. No lights whatsoever.
With the music for Night on Bald Mountain.
It might have been. I don't know. But yeah, it was like, and I think that they did Teacups. Awesome. They changed the music and changed the lights, but they're not doing anything for Teacups for villains. And then there's a special villain show. Yeah, I may or may not see it. I'm sorry, I'm not as big on the show.
It's the villain dance number.
Well, Hades is going to try to do a big event, and then all these other villains are going to pop up and change it. Hello, person number 5 who's with us. Say hi if you're there and chatting. It is, what are we at time-wise? So we're probably going to go for at most another 20 minutes, and then we're going to change gears because we've got some other obligations this evening. But we didn't want to let you guys down, so here we are. If you have any questions... If you have any questions about Disney, Universal, random stuff that you just want to know about, this is the kind of vlog to ask them about. Anything that you want to know. My trip this year, I'm going to be going to Sanaa for the first time. I am going to be going to Crystal Palace for their character breakfast, which was with Pooh and Eeyore and Piglet and characters. I'm very excited about that.
Lots of little children.
Yeah, I know. But it won't be as much so as some of the other places. But they will make gluten-free waffles, so I'm happy about that.
An error.
What error?
Who has made an error?
We have made an error. Error.
It may have been she was having
Aurora.
technical problems on her end.
Maybe she had an error. So yeah, okay. It's all sad.
And we're back.
Oh, welcome back. And we're back. So, I just noticed the microphone fell backwards, so I'm going to do that and
I'm
see if that was
Control
any
Alt
better.
Delete, so I can.
Yeah, really. So the after hours parties. So at Magic Kingdom, they don't have any extra meet and greets, but there are a ton more rides open. And on that one, I am determined to go get Galactic Hero again. Because
That was
we
awesome.
got it and it was so cool and we could sit back and just watch the rest of the ride. The problem is that we didn't know that you have to go ask the cast members afterwards for the sticker. So we never got our stickers that said we were Galactic Heroes, so nobody knows.
We thought they would take our picture and come find us.
No, I thought they would say that something would come up on the car or something at the line. I was wrong. I was very wrong. So yeah, so I've been told afterwards, and I guess you do take a picture of it, and
We did.
Technically I could cheat and show them the picture from last year, but I don't want to do that. I want to earn it. So if I will try to get you one too if you want one. He's been that guy, so he got that sticker.
Yay! Still have that sticker.
By the way, the trick so that you're quote unquote making eye contact is look at the green dot.
Yeah, I never get used to that.
It's hard. It is really hard. That's really
because we're down here.
frightening. I know. But we're also down there and we're also over there. We have 3 different devices running this thing right now.
I can get 4.
No. Maybe. No.
I can turn the volume up.
No. Man, that interminable echo when it reverbs back into
We
it's
can get
really
all the speakers going.
disturbing.
Yeah. No, we won't
Okay,
do that.
so
I had
yeah,
one
what?
more thing I wanted to do on my next trip.
What?
And this is an embarrassment because I consider myself to be somewhat of a Disney savvy person.
Okay.
I have not since I was a wee small child
Mhm.
in Disneyland seen the parade.
Really?
And barely saw the parade
Okay.
then.
Yeah.
And I have not once ever, but now because we took that tour, I'm interested to try to watch Tinkerbell come down.
Oh,
off the
yeah,
castle. I've never sat and I've always
I've
tried to
watched
avoid that crowd.
Oh, well, yeah, it is because it's annoying. You can go to Tomorrowland to avoid some of it. I have seen Tink. I have seen parts of the parade. I've never been one to want to sit for 25 minutes to an hour before the parade so you can see it,
Right.
and then
that's
stand there for
exactly
a half an hour.
Yeah.
But there are some places where it's not as bad, where you can get a better view, etc., that are worth doing the parade, and
Yeah.
we could make that happen.
I don't know whether they'll allow me to bring it in now that they've got their new restrictions, but I just purchased from a Kickstarter project. It's small enough to collapse into the size of a water bottle.
Mhm.
You wear it on your belt, but it is a portable lawn chair kind of a thing.
That I'm sure they would not let you do once they saw it.
Well, it's tiny. It's low to the ground. It's not going to trip people up, and people are sitting on the ground anyway.
Some of them on the curb. They sit on the curb.
So I don't
Who
know.
knows? Maybe
We'll
you could
see.
sit right
But
behind
the
somebody
place I
like
want
that.
to see it is where Tink flies over the top of you over in the American.
Okay, so then you want to be in the hubs.
Yeah.
You want to be in
Yeah,
the hub.
yeah.
Yeah, because she goes from the castle down to Tomorrowland area.
As a matter of fact, I'd like to be somewhat close to
Pardon
where
me, I'm not grabbing at your crotch. I'm really not. Oh, that stop floating. Go
she
away.
has fluff in this room.
Oh, I have cats.
Lots of costumey things and cats and all that.
Fluff.
She has fluff
I
too.
have
That was fluff.
That was fluff. That was probably
That was
from.
fluff.
Actually, that was probably from these pillows. That are
Actually, is Stacy here? She's probably not watching, but we came up at the Awesome Con Festival.
Oh, yes.
The term Susie Floof,
Susie Floof, like Susie and the Banshees.
as in Dr. Seuss Floof.
Oh, a Susie Floof.
Yeah.
That would be Universal again.
We saw. Well, we're back to
We're back to
Disney
Universal.
because it was. Oh goodness, who's the big fat evil person in
Boogie Boogie.
No, underwater.
Oh,
Little
Ursula.
Mermaid. Ursula. Fantastic Ursula costume
Mm-hmm.
made with just flipping feathers everywhere. She had a lovely kind of feathery blouse, vest, shoulder thing going on. And then she had this huge hoop skirt. She's going to get to it in 1 second. Let me just finish this real quick. That was all blue, purpley, kind of down to about her mid thigh.
Mhm.
And then beneath that, so it looked like it was tentacles, she had longer black feather boas
Nice.
hanging down in enough of a
Nice.
pattern so that they kind of swished as she walked, and it was amazing. And we were all just kind of watching her. That costume is amazing. And so
It
she
was
said,
awesome.
I want a dress that has floof. That was Stacy. And I said, that's not just floof, that's Susie floof. And that was one of our words of the
Susie
evening.
I
Susie
like
floof.
Sisyphus. So, Lori, you were
Yeah.
asking, will you tell us where you can see the parade? So, one of the places that has been recommended is in the Liberty Square area. There's that Christmas shop that is a Christmas shop all year round. If you go through the Christmas shop, just where it exits, you're on the line of the parade route. It's usually not super crowded, and sometimes you can get a much better view. And it's in the shade when you're there for the heat of the summer. That was one of the other recommendations. The other places are right where it enters or right where it exits. A lot of the people who are local who can see it a lot, they like the exit because you like to see the energy as people are leaving, because they stay in character until they are totally out of view. But there might be slightly different things. Like I was watching someone videotape, someone vlogger showing part of it, and the Pluto, before he walked off from the Mouse-Ka-Dance-It, the Move It, Shake It, Mouse-Ka-Dance-It parade, went running over to one of the doors and knocked on one of the doors and was waving at somebody in there, because I assume they knew that person. But so they're being silly and they're having fun, and that's the end of their shift for that. So it definitely makes a difference. But yeah, very beginning, very end, or that spot over by the Christmas store.
Isn't the primary area, though, the place where most people go to see it is in that circle?
Yeah,
where
the Nightmare Hub, but
Yeah.
yes, the center hub. And they'll come in and then they do a circle around and can continue out.
That way you can stand in the middle of.
Well, I mean, anywhere on Main Street, you could
7,000
do
of
that
your
too.
closest friends.
And smell them.
And probably feel them. And get a 360 as
We're
they're
getting
taking-
depressed again,
Well,
aren't we?
It's not depressing so much as it's just kind of, that's not my thing. But if you
No.
really wanted to see
We don't want to do that. That's what she asked where the good spots were. I was giving her the good spots. You're just going with the obvious spots.
She asked. She didn't ask where she should. She asked where she can.
Lori, can you clarify? Were you asking for me to
I'm
tell you the
telling
good
you what
spots?
she already wrote. She is clarity enough. She's
No,
a
she is
technical
not.
writer.
She
She knows
is-
what she's saying. Now
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna good flip and pout.
Aren't you glad Drew's back? So it
Where's
is.
my pout mask?
I don't know. There's an angry mask. It's a full face. This yellowy one right here. This is the angry face,
That's all right.
which I will then.
No.
Turn.
All of a sudden, we've got a real life Snapchat filter.
There you go.
Uh,
Yeah, this is one of my favorites, and it's made off of my face. It really is when I go.
If it was made off of my face, it would be round.
Yeah, no, I have ones that are made off of rounder faces, but this one was built physically for me. It's dusty as hell inside, and there's more floof.
More floof.
So floof. So, anyone got any more questions for us? Because we are going to try to close this up soon, so I can go put together a big antipasto platter.
I don't know what Disney does, but I do know that over at Universal, I
Mhm.
happened to be there for the opening of the Grinch show,
Mhm.
and all of Seussville was one big magic stage.
Mhm.
Performances happening, the little characters in their leotards with the big crazy hair pieces, they were just bouncing up and down and doing the springs and the acrobats, and they were just being ridiculous little animated, you're actually in a movie kind of characters.
Hoovils.
Whovians. The
Hoovians.
Whovians, yes.
Don't blink.
When you have those sorts
No, don't blink.
oh, okay.
You said Hoovian. Oh, come on. You're a geek. Thank you.
That guy, I actually didn't watch that series. I know. you're going to be down there just after they open the Hagrid.
The Hagrid ride, which is what I was just about to talk about.
I'll bet you that they're going to be doing some incredible Harry Potter stuff just for the opening of that ride. Not a movie, but the ride. And obviously they're all tied with the movies, but still. Exciting.
I will not be going to it though. I had thought about it, but to be able to do it, my annual pass will have just expired, and I would have to have renewed. And the big special 18-month renewal rate, where you got 6 months free, which would have been a really great deal, they only did it through April, and they're not offering it now. So it didn't make any sense for me to renew it. To know that, because I've got to go back there in June next year, and if I renewed it now, it's going to expire right before I have to go back next year. So I would do it for 2 days or 3 days at the end of the year. So instead, what I'm going to do is wait till the end of the year, purchase it at that point, and do it December through my June trip, because that's most cost effective.
Aren't we going to have another new ride opening in?
They have a new attraction opening in every single Universal park every year. Attraction, not necessarily a ride. So this year the attraction is the Hagrid ride. Next year the attraction in that park is going to be the Jurassic Park roller coaster.
Right. And that's what I was
going to reference. I will not go on. I can already tell you I will not go on it. I'm a little nervous about the Hagrid one. At least it doesn't look like it goes upside down. But no, I will not be going on the Jurassic Park one. I can tell you now. Looking at the construction, all for other people. So while everyone's going on that new ride, I'll go on the Hagrid ride finally. I'll probably try to do that this summer, this winter, actually. But yeah, so I won't be doing, it'll strictly be Disney on this next trip, which is why I splurged a little extra and got those 2 after hours events. And again, both after hours nights are, the ice cream novelties. I don't know if it's just Mickey bars. That's the one everyone talks about. And I know those are gluten-free, so I know I'll be able to have those. The popcorn is gluten-free. The sodas and water are fine. So yeah, I will be able to sometimes still put like a topping on the popcorn that might not be. So it is. So yeah, so I'm very excited about all of our assorted options there. So we've got about 5 more minutes probably before we're going to close up shop. Is there anything that you guys want to know about or have any questions about or want us to talk about next time? We will randomly chat for another couple minutes, but please feel free to type stuff in. If you're finding this after the fact, please go ahead and write your comments, not on the sidebar, but when you go to the actual bottom of it.
Nice, you did it right.
I know, I had to learn
that. Look.
Yeah, this is the sidebar. So go underneath, and if you're on your phone, you'll see like all of the recommended, and then below that you can see comments. If you're on a big screen, it's going to be directly below, but again, below some of that extra crap. Just go ahead and say, hey, you really would love to hear my thoughts or my and Drew's thoughts on a particular topic or something you want me to cover, something you want to know about that I could do a little research on and get back to you with. But that's a great place to do it.
Of course, there's all the little buttons down there to like and share and to do that sort of thing.
The other thing you can do to help
and subscribe
is to subscribe if you're not already. I think the people who are here right now live are, but if you're coming to this after the fact and want to see these when they happen, please go ahead and subscribe. Like this if you have enjoyed it. If you've liked it, it's Michelle and Drew. If you have not, my name is Fred.
This is Michelle's show. This is not the Drew show. So Drew just shows up every once in a while for a little.
Yeah, when we can sucker him, welcome him into the show.
Little additional color.
There you go. You're very sunburnedish today.
I am. I don't know why.
I was noticing that. So like this, share this. If you find that there's something valuable in this or any of the other ones you've looked at, please go ahead and share it to other people who you think might get something useful out of it. The more it is shared, the more people know about it, the more it is linked out, the better chance that we have more than 76 people watching or subscribed. And I know a lot of you guys do watch these after the fact, and I thank you for that. You don't always have to use that. I used to call my kids, call me a Fred. Bob is my usual go-to. It's from a, what's that? The Reduced Shakespeare Company, it's it's like, we can't remember your name. Can we just call you Bob? Which is where I stole some stuff. That's very funny. Don't whine, Fred. Fred can't whine. Not allowed. Again, share, like, comment. Please tell us, even if it's like, you guys are very strange together. Please go ahead and do that. That's still fine. The comments are helpful.
We had one person in here making some comments that we don't want to have that repeat experience again. But
I've had 2 of them. I've actually had 2 or 3 of those, but yeah.
After the fact, it's harder to block you, but we will get it done.
But that's okay. But no, anything that you want to know about, please let us know. Throw it in there. We're happy to help. I've become the go-to person for all of my friends, which makes me laugh a lot. Yeah, the Facebook groups and things we can recommend and stuff like that, or like I talked last week about the other reference places, throw it on out there. We would love to help out. And if you want more Drew, go ahead and say, hey, we want more Drew because he's funny. And we can even see if there's a way we can do a split screen at some point so you don't ever have to leave your house.
There we go.
Yeah.
That means I have to clean up.
Well, you just make the small spot. I mean, look at the wall I chose. I just chose an interesting wall. Don't look at the floor.
Ah!
Yeah, well, it's relatively clean this time, but this
Made
time
of lava.
it is. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a great time chatting with you. Yeah, you're popular. It's good to be popular. But that's it. We're finishing up for the evening. Thank you so much. I may see some of you later. I will definitely see you guys next week. I'll probably go back to the evening time again, but if it changes, I'll try to. I tried posting that at like 2, saying what time it was going to be, and never hit send. So I apologize that it was so short referenced timing wise. But yeah, we'll be around, and please feel free to enjoy. Because what?
Since I wasn't here at the very beginning,
yes.
Can I just add one final sign off?
Sure. Hello.
Bye, guys.
Hi, guys. Hi, guys. So on that note, sorry, Efkan, we are just leaving now, but take a watch through, and I hope you enjoy everything that you see.
Rewind and start again.
Start from the beginning. We are in Maryland, and we're talking about Orlando. So thank you very much, and you guys have a great night. Bye.